The question is, how do you find your unique manifestation? Do you follow what flows naturally and easily from you, or do you confront what is difficult for you? How do you know which way to proceed? And also, would I describe what the term Dharma means? That's correct? Yeah. First of all, we have to understand that we are awakening as humans. We're awakening as awarenesses or souls, if you want to use that term, and we can talk about that later in the conceptual stuff. We're awakening out of the illusion of our separateness and our identification with our bodies and our personalities. And as we awaken, as we pull back, we listen clearly to hear how we are to be on earth. What is our route? What is our work on earth that allows us to awaken fully? How do we awaken fully? Through what we do on earth. Now, in terms of spiritual practices, which we will be dealing with at another time in our discussions, at first, you are drawn to one spiritual practice or another. Say you're drawn to devotion because your heart's very open. It's very easy for you. So you would do devotional practices because they're very natural for you. And the philosophical stuff or the Zen stuff wouldn't be attractive, or Krishnamurti, that wouldn't appeal to you at all. Later in your evolution, you get to the point where you want to be free so badly that you are drawn to the things that are difficult, because those are the things that are catching you. You're places where you're out of balance. Like if your body energies aren't working well, but your heart's wonderful, you'll find yourself wanting to get your energies moving because that's where you're being blocked. Or you'll find yourself wanting to develop more discipline of mind. Some people meditate because it's natural to them to meditate. At other times they meditate because they hate it. And that's fine too. And you're guided by your intuitive wisdom about that. You see, at first, that's the difference between high and free. I don't mean to cheat on another group, so I won't. Now, in terms of listening for unique manifestation, you've got to understand that the form is in a world of anitya, or a world of changing phenomena, that everything's changing all the time. There's the story that many of you are familiar with, of Mahatma Gandhi, who was leading a march to the sea. He was leading, no, this wasn't the Salt March, he was leading another march, and after several days, there were many thousands of people following him. Whether he saw that there would be violence or something, he stopped the march. And his people said to him, his lieutenants said to him, Mahatmaji, you can't just stop the march. I mean, people have left their work, they follow you, they believe in you. You can't do that. And he said to them, I'm a human. And he said, God knows absolute truth. I'm a human, I only know relative truth. My understanding of the truth changes from day to day. My commitment is to truth, not to consistency. I'm sorry. Right? Now that's very critical, because when you're listening for your unique manifestation, you've got to understand that what you hear this moment may be different than what you hear a moment later. And you have to deal with the inconsistency and everybody's expectations that you will be consistent. Like, what do you want to be? When you grow up? Well, I think I'll be a doctor. And then you're trapped. Suddenly, I remember I said I wanted to be a doctor when I was 9 years old, and suddenly I had a microscope and books on medicine and everything. They said he wants to be a doctor, and then it was really hard to get out from under it. I had to keep flunking courses all the way along to failing my exams to get out of it. So you have to be ready to know that what you hear at one moment about unique manifestation is going to constantly be changing and changing and changing, and you've got to be listening afresh all the time. You're listening for a unique manifestation, meaning that form of expression that will be It's the confluence between your karma and your dharma. Karma meaning the unfolding of the laws of cause and effect that have created you to be what you are and that are still affecting you lawfully. There's an unfolding law, like a river, of you manifesting. I mean, when you think something, you're not thinking it out of a vacuum. You're thinking it as a result of how you've learned to think things in the past and how your parents thought and what your chemistry is of your brain, and all sorts of things are affecting what you think at this moment. That's your karma. Your dharma is that which brings you home. It brings you to truth. It brings you to God. It brings you to the oneness. It brings you back into the unity. It brings you out of the illusion of separateness. The dharma is the way or the path. It's the route. It's the appropriate action. And so what you're doing as you listen more quietly, you hear, as you pull back more inside in a meditative space and hear more clearly, you hear the way your karma is unfolding. And you hear, you intuitively feel your route home. And you keep feeling these things together. You see, like at one point, my guru, Neem Karoli Baba, says to me, Ram Dass, I said, how do I know God? He said, feed people. And I figured he didn't understand and the translation was weird. And, because I expected him to give me a mantra or something. And he said, I said, how can I get enlightened? And he said, serve people. Now that's in me somewhere. That is my karma. It's also my dharma. I've tried to resist it all the way along. I said, what does he know? He's an old fat man, and I'll go meditate. See? But every time I meditate, as the quieter I get, the more I feel I should be out serving people. So here I am. Can you hear that? So in a way, I resist it, but as I listen, I can feel the inevitability of it. And when your karma and your dharma come together, you have a feeling of that right-onness. Is that dealing with the question? Okay.